Welcome everybody to another look at a single film release, and after buying the three Dario Argento 4K releases from our video, Cat o' Nine Tails, Deep Red and Phenomena, I thought I'd finally take the plunge and get the bird with a crystal plumage. Now, I have always said that I was only ever going to buy this if it was cheaper, and yeah, Zavi had a 40% sale off Arrow Video releases, and that made it cheap enough for me to consider buying it, and I eventually did. So we'll talk about the film first, and then we'll go through the release itself. So this was released in 1970. It was directed by Dario Argento, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have been talking about other films, and it was his debut feature film, although he had been a scriptwriter for a few years before this, and this was the start of the Animal trilogy, which would be followed up by the Cat o' Nine Tails and finished off with Four Flies on Grey Velvet, which is lesser Argento as far as I'm concerned. And this stars Tony Musante, who was in The Incident, alongside Martin Sheen, an early role for both of them, as well as The Last Run and We Own the Night. It also stars Susie Kendall, who I've not seen anything from before, but she was in To Sir We'll Love alongside Sidney Poitier, which is a film that I am eventually going to watch. So the film is about Sam Dalmas, who while walking home one evening, he witnesses a violent struggle between a young woman and a black-coated figure in an art gallery. Dalmas attempts to intervene, but is caught between the gallery's electronically operated glass doors, leaving the woman bleeding from her knife wounds. Questioned by the police, the shocked author attempts to recall every detail regarding the incident. Convinced that there is an aspect of the crime he cannot recall, Dalmas begins his own investigation, putting himself and his girlfriend Julia in line with the killers as the killer's potential victims. So this is a solid start for Argento in the Giallo genre. So and it has an engrossing plot. It's got a really good score by Ennio Morricone, and to have him doing your score for your first film is clearly a mark of respect, and really elevates the film as a whole. And the cinematography and editing is superb. The two leads are good. The supporting cast is decent. It is well paced, and it features its entertaining moments. It's a shame though that the script is just about average, although it does have its moments of general greatness, and I do like the reveal overall to the twist. And the characters though aren't all that interesting, and it is rather tame in terms of its violence. But then again, like I said, it is Argento's debut feature, so maybe he wasn't feeling as confident with depicting violence, and he'd certainly get more confident with the Cat o' Nine Tails and his future films after that. So this is a really, really solid release. As per usual, you get a really nice hard cut box going with it. So really solid. You know it's not going to fall apart or anything like that. And there's the artwork on the back. And you get a ton of limited additions to this. So you get a audio commentary by Troy Howarth, who was the author of So Deadly, So Perverse, 50 Years of Italian Giallo films. You get Black Gloves and Screaming Mimes, an interview with author and critic Kate Ellinger, who explores the film's themes and its relationship to both the Giallo and Frederick Brown's novel The Screaming Mimi. Then you have The Power of Perception, a visual essay on the cinema of Dario Argento by Alexander Heller Nicholas, author of Devil's Advocates, Suspiria and the Giallo Canvas, Art, Excess and Horror Cinema, who reflects on the recurring theme of perception and the role of art in Argento's filmography, which is definitely the case in, I think it's Cat o' the Nine Tails. And then you also have Crystal Nightmare, an interview with writer and director Dario Argento. Then you have a couple of interviews with a pair of actors, and then you have the original Italian and international theatrical trailers, and the Texas Frightmare trailer from 2017, which probably was when it was re-released in America. And you also get a lot of physical extras as well, but obviously there's the case itself, which is all nicely done, and there is the disc. So all nicely done. I would have liked the Blu-ray to have been included, but that's just become the norm with these Arrow Video releases these days. And then you get a bunch of lobby cards, so they all have that on the back of them, the new artwork. So minor spoilers for the film itself, as there are some spoilers in these art cards, but there we go. So there's Tony Musante on the phone. There's the image on the back of the hard box there. So yeah, a lot of Argento's staples will become well known in this. You know, having a great score, great cinematography, a killer with black gloves, and you've seen the first person view of the killer as well in a lot of scenes. So there's definitely parts of this that work, and you might not have had in future Argento films had it not been for this. So yeah, I can definitely respect it in that regard. But yeah, it's just a little bit a step below between me loving it, but I do really like it. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, and then you get a nice booklet. This has a bunch of write-ups in here. So you have cast and crew typically, and then you have Rose Gallery, Portraits of Fear by Howard Hughes. Then you have Sacrificial Knives and Cultic Objects, Reflections of the Screaming Mimi in Dario Argento's The Bird with the Crystal Plumage by Jack Seabrook. Then you have Murder Has Two Faces, The Duality of Dario Argento's The Bird with Crystal Plumage by Rachel Nisbet. And then you also go about the restoration as well. So yeah, all very nicely done in this. You've got shots from the film, if you so wish. It's not a black and white film, but I don't know why that's in black and white there. But yeah, regardless, it's got really nice colour with this. The 4K itself looks really nice. Hasn't lost any of the grain, thankfully. And yeah, then you also get a double-sided poster. So you get the new artwork on one side, which I'll just quickly show off again, but we've already seen it. So yeah, I really do like the new artwork, although I do prefer the Cat and Nine Tails and Deep Red in terms of their new artwork. But then again, this was the first 4K release from Argento's back catalogue that our video did. So if you think you are being followed home from this movie, keep telling yourself that it's all in your mind. And there's the poster as a whole. So yeah, I really do like the original poster. That is pretty damn good, to be honest. So that'll be the side that will go up if I ever put the poster up. So yeah, a really solid film and a really solid start to Argento's filmography. Obviously he would, you know, make better films, but for a debut feature, you could do a lot worse from some as far as directors go. And the fact he also wrote it is also a good mark on his career, because even though I don't think the script is all that great, the premise is solid, the reveal is really well done, and yeah, it certainly does a good setup to the film, and yeah, it does execute it on the whole very well. I just wish that the script was a bit more fleshed out in areas, or at least had some more exciting moments to it, especially when it comes to the violence. But like I said, debut feature, can't expect everything out of someone doing their first film. So yeah, he took some baby steps with this, but he definitely would go full out with his next film, The Cat and Nine Tails, which I absolutely adore. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this film if you've seen it already, or on this release itself. And yeah, I'm just glad I finally have it, because now it can go alongside Cat and Nine Tails, Deep Red, and Phenomena, which only got recent release. So yeah, but like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.